All right, now I'm going to go up here and click on this pencil icon. And this brings up the MIDI notes for every single note I pressed in that performance. So I just noticed that my expression wheel on my keyboard is not changing the velocity or the loudness or softness of my performance. So I'm going to enter that in manually, and it's really easy to do that. Let's click on this little graph button here. And let's go ahead and click on this mouse icon, and let's click on the pencil tool. We're going to draw in our own line graph. And with my mouse, I'm going to click and drag how I want this expression to go. And again, I'm clicking and dragging to draw out the loudness and softness of this performance. So the strings will fade in a little bit. There's going to be a little bit of articulation and nuance in the middle, and it's going to fade out at the end. Okay, that's already sounding a lot better. It doesn't sound as flat. It sounds a little bit more natural, which is what we want. And I'm going to do that same thing for track number 3 for the bass track that we recorded. I'm going to do the same thing there. Okay, I'm pretty happy with that. That sounds good. Now let's add another track here. Let's click on the plus button. We're going to stick with Opus, and this time we're going to go to the Voices section. EastWest has an amazing library of solo voices and choirs. And we're going to use one of those on this track. So let's go to Legato and choose this one. And again, at the bottom we have our range. But just like the horn instrument we used in our first track, the performance between two notes, when I press down on the first note and then hold that down and press down on the second note, you're going to get this really great transition from one note to the next. And again, with other instruments, you have your mood, soft, classic, and epic. Let's go ahead and add a little bit of reverb to this as well. All right, that sounds pretty good. All right, that sounds good, but I made one little mistake here. There's a note that I was a little late on, so let's go ahead and edit that. Instead of re-recording it, we're just going to edit the MIDI information down below. Okay, that sounds a lot better. Okay, let's go to our stereo out column again, and we're going to click on this open slot right under mastering. and we're going to add limiter. We really want to stay outside of the red because what you want to avoid is your song getting too loud, and at a certain audio level, it's going to clip the top end of that song and bring the volume down a little bit. It sounds really gross. And I'll probably do another video just on this, but for right now, we're just going to bring this down probably at negative 1.5 dB. And so now if you'll notice at the bottom left, we're getting just barely any red, and we're really capping out at the yellow. And that's more what we want here. So we can still adjust these volume knobs on the individual tracks, so we're going to go ahead and do that. And again, this is all preference. I'm doing this based on what I want more prominent in my song. So let's bring up this mastering window, and let's click this Excite button. That just brings the sound a little more forward. We're going to increase that a little bit.